Sometimes it can be difficult getting a good screenshot on your graphics calculator if you're dealing with slightly awkward functions like the one you see before you, y equals 1000 over x plus 2 pi x squared. There's a few clues in it. You're going to get an asymptote, aren't you, where x is 0. So that's going to create a difficulty. You've got an x squared term here, so the equation is generally going to rise quite quickly, a bit more than your standard parabola because it's multiplied by pi and then by 2. But then you've got this 1000 divided by whatever x is, so it's a bit hard to get a handle on what's going on. If you were to enter that into your calculator, that equation there, it would look like so, 1000 divided by x plus 2 pi x squared. But the problem is you go into graph it and your default setting is going to give you that, which is pretty useless, isn't it? We're probably more interested in where x is positive, and I've got nothing there. So what am I going to do? Well, one technique is to, unless you understand the function very well and know some features by using calculus or whatever, you can use the table function here. You see where it says graph in red? We want second graph, and we're going to use the table function to see what's going on with our values. There you go. As predicted, where x is 0, we've got an error because we had that 1000 divided by 0, which is infinity or undefined. The calculator's calling it an error. And you can see what happens. Ooh, when x is 1, we're up to 1000. So you can probably understand now why we weren't getting any graph lines close to where x was 0, because our corresponding y value was over 1000. It's coming down quite a bit. I don't know where we want to graph this to, but we can take it to where x is 10 or go further. You can see that it seems to bottom out around 3, doesn't it? 3 point something, and then increase again. So maybe we want to take it to about, I don't know, where x is equal to 12. All right, well, what are we going to do? Well, this is what we're going to do. Now that we know that we want to go from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to, say, 12, look at the corresponding y values. Well, when x was 0, it was undefined, but where x was 1, it was just a touch over 1000, wasn't it? Here you go. And where x is equal to 12, it was just a bit under 1000, wasn't it? So this is what we might do. We might go to our window dialog here. So press on window, and x is, well, we want probably a bit of an axis happening. So if we put x equals -1, it'll draw an axis for us. So let's just get rid of the 0 and call it -1. Actually, I probably should use the calculator keys here. And then what we are going to do is x max. I think we said we wanted to go to about 12 or 13. 14 would be fine, but let's just put in 12. And x scale, so we're going to get a nudge mark, tick mark every 1 unit, I believe, is what that means. So we're going to keep that as it is. Y min, well, when you consider the maximum is going to be 1000, -10 is nothing, isn't it? So we might leave that there, like -10. You could put -1 maybe, but I'll leave it like that. Y max, let's call it 1000. 1, 2, 3 zeros. X scale, I think we might want to tick mark every 100. So let's do that. And the rest we won't worry about. Okay, let's plot it now, see what we get. So press graph, and there we have it, a very nice graph of probably the relevant section that we're interested in. Okay, I mean, let's say we wanted to find the minimum of this. Well, I think you know what to do. You press second calculate. We're going to go for a minimum. So scrolling down, we would, or just pressing 3 would do, either way. It is asking, where's the left bound? Well, it's not there. That's past the minimum, isn't it? So we're going to take it by using our scroll wheel. We're going to take that sort of cursor to the left of the minimum point, and we'll press enter. and then scroll to the right so that anywhere, as long as it's above the minimum, that'll do. And we are going to press, it's asking us to guess. Yep, we want to guess. We press enter and it's estimating that the minimum there is 348.73. You can read the rest, and it occurs where x is roughly equal to 4.3. So that's how you draw functions or equations where they are a bit awkward. It's by using the table feature up here. Okay, thank you for listening.